Welcome back, guys. Now we're going to head off into the Cave of the G, or the G Cave, however you want to put it. You just need to follow Bugenhagen up this way. Now a lot of the enemies in here can poison you, so it might be a good idea to have at least a few star pendants on you to protect against the poison. And there's also a boss in here which can be a little difficult sometimes, especially if your levels aren't high enough. I mean, I remember playing this back on the PlayStation and there were a good few times that it wiped me out. But I'm not worried with the levels that I'm at now, thanks to all the limit break training I did earlier in the game. But if your levels aren't so high, I do recommend maybe doing a little bit of training first before reaching that boss. Now you just need to make the long journey of climbing all the way down here. There's a good few items to pick up in this cave too, and as well as the boss that I mentioned, there's some spider enemies that can be quite difficult as well, because they'll use a really powerful attack on you that will take around about 800 HP away. So I do recommend that your characters have at least 800 and above HP when entering this cave. You can't really avoid damage from that, unfortunately. Just make sure you heal your characters in the menu afterwards. And definitely don't forget that added effect materia either. Then again, it maybe looks like you can avoid damage by walking over it rather than running over it. Now the spiders that I mentioned are in this part, and they can be a little deadly. I think you face about 3 of them, but I think the last one's optional, but it does lead to an item, so it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. I've kept this battle in because there's an enemy skill that you can learn here. These can also be quite confusing too, but I do manage to show you how to find the items at least. This is one of the spider enemies that I was talking about. You want to get rid of them as soon as you can. Yeah, I think that was the spider that was optional. You don't have to do that one if you don't want. But the web in the middle there, you have no choice but to go through. Again, you know, just try to get rid of it as quick as you can before it does too much damage. You can actually get through this part by running down here. And then you will find the fairy ring, which may come in handy. And then this is the last spider we have to face. And this is the boss fight coming up that I referred to earlier. Definitely make sure you keep your HP topped up and just keep attacking it. Definitely use limit breaks on it where you can. Those little fiery things stood next to it can be quite a pain, especially if you're using Tifa's slots, because she just attacks random enemies. So most of the time she ends up attacking those. And the same with Meteor Rain, obviously. Now, I know that boss fight was quite short, but as I said, I have had trouble with that boss in the past. So just make sure your levels are high and you'll be okay. We'll leave it there for this part. I hope you're enjoying this walkthrough so far, and I hope to catch you in the next part. And of course, please feel free to like and subscribe.